Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with the Eminence in Shadow episode number 3 and 4 reaction. Two episodes today because I was in vacation and I missed one episode. So yeah, I'll be reacting to two episodes. And so yeah, this will be a big video, and just like I usually do it, we're gonna react to it, talk about it, and then again react to the next video, next episode. So all right, before we begin, the previous episode that I watched, which happened in 1 week, like 2 weeks ago, like I watched episode 2, the last one. So episode number 2, we got to see something interesting. Like basically, I was kind of curious how this where this anime is going to head, and I can kind of understand what is going on. Basically, Kageno is just like he makes up things from his mind, and he thinks that he's kind of making others believe him, and thinks that he's lying, but it's actually not lies that he's making. Whatever he's saying is actually the truth, and he himself doesn't know about it. And by doing stuff like this, he he unknowingly gathered like a huge army of different people who are against the the cult of Diablos. I think that was the name of the organization, which he thinks that he made up. Unfortunately, it's not made up. In his head, it's made up, it's a made up thing, and he thinks that everyone's just delusional, while in actuality, whatever he's saying is actually the truth. There actually exists a cult of Diablos, and he himself doesn't know about it, and he thinks that he's tricking others by by saying that, oh, we are fighting against the cult of Diablos, but it actually exists. So it's kind of really funny. This reminds me so much of Overlord, even though the thing about this character Kageno is a little bit different from Ainz. Ainz, he never knew what he was saying, but whenever he realized that he has said something unwillingly and it had worked out, he just kind of covered it up by saying, oh yeah, I wanted it to go in that direction. While this guy is kind of the same, but he himself doesn't realize it. He just thinks he's just tricking others, while it's actually true. Whatever he's doing is actually comes true. So it's really funny to see that's happening. And he knowingly gathered like a whole organization, like Alpha, I think that was her name, that girl, who he just somehow was able to that whole thing happened. And then I think there's a few other girls. I think Beta was there or something. So yeah, so we kind of saw that. We saw her sister as well, and how her sister has like an affection for her brother, but she doesn't show it or something like that. And that kind of thing, kind of a yandere sundere. I'm not sure what type of character archetype she falls into, but it'll be interesting to see her how she reacts to others, all this stuff. Not only that, everyone thinks that Kageno is very is not that much gifted, but he is, obviously, and he keeps it hidden. Even his sister doesn't realize that. That his sister got captured, kidnapped as well, and Kageno helped her out, and that even though her sister didn't realize it. And yeah, all these things happen, and in the end we kind of see there's a few of the girls, and they say oh, we're going to leave now. It's kind of like a little cliffhanger they left on. I think it's nothing that serious. They're probably going to say something like, oh, we'll have to leave you because we're going to go here and they're going to gather some information or something like that. But let's see what happens. Yeah, this is episode number 3. Let's react to 3 first, then I'll talk about it, and then I'll react to 4. So yeah, let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Think it whichever is a preference, and let's get started. All right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, what's going on here? Setting. Oh no. There you go. Like I said, they're probably going to say something like that. Oh my gosh, he's actually misunderstanding the whole thing. Well, whatever floats your boat. Hmm. Solitary battle. Yep. What? Wait, is this happening in the real world? Did he used to do this when he was alive? Oh no, no, never mind. Wait! It is the real world. Oh my god. So he so he actually Oh my god. Okay. I thought he just got ran over by Truckun, but he actually jumped in front of it. Like, wait, was he did he really jump in front of the truck because he thought he was going to get isekai or something? And that actually ended up happening. This guy's a prophet. What the hell? Yeah, like whatever he says ends up being true. And then, like, he thinks he wants magic, and he sees that he cannot get magic, so he's like, oh, let me just jump in front of a truck to get isekai, and he actually gets isekai. So yeah, he's a prophet. Like, what? Okay. All right. Fencer or Denier. Okay. So I think he's giant metropolis with a population. Okay. So he's here finally. I think his age 15. Hmm. What? Ah. Let's. Yeah. Oh, these are his friends. Sid. Okay. Oh yeah, his name is Sid Kageno. Kill and Po. All right. Oh, so this is like a. 7 months. Oh, he is actually okay. It's all been 7 months. Okay. Okay. Oh no. Background character event. Yeah, okay. Let's see how it goes. I'm pretty sure it's going to go in a different way. Alexia. Um. Damn. Wow. He's like, nah, this is right up my alley. It's a mob character event. Oh God, what's going to happen? Oh, I don't see this going in the direction that he thinks it's going to go. Yeah, what's in that face? Yo, look at his face. Oh my God, stop. Wow. Oh, he's a really good actor, you know. Oh no, what's going to happen? Why? Okay, I'm pretty sure there's a reason. What? He's like, wait, that's not how it's supposed to go according. This is not according to script. Oh no. Wow, so like everyone know. Oh God, yeah, he's not a Bob character anymore. Oh God, yeah, he's not. He's not a background character anymore. He can't be in the shadows, unfortunately. Yo. I also wonder if there is a catch. Let's see. Oh, is she here? Oh. Yo, just okay. Oh wow, okay, that's yeah. Ah, that's oh boy, yeah, yeah. There's something going on with her. Oh, that's what you're trying. No. Oh no. Oh wait. So is she actually suspecting something? I feel like she's suspecting something that. The way you said that. Ah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sister of our own. Well, okay, is he going to act as if he cannot? Let's see, because I'm pretty sure he's pretty very much skilled. So, is he going to act that he cannot fight, or? Oh. Wait. Nah, that means that's just her. Okay. Ah. Okay. Hyper aware. Okay, so she lacks what do you call it? Flexibility. Most powerful dark knight in the kingdom. Okay. Ah. Damn. All right. The way he says that. Ah. Well. Answer. Wait, was he the one who she was betrothed to? There you go. Okay, so that's all right. Makes sense. He's just leaving. Yo, he just leaves. As expected of a mob character, you know? Okay, I thought she was suspicious of him or something. That's why. Okay, okay, never mind. Control easily. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And no more mob character. He'll be like the center of attention. Oh, oh no. Yeah. Buy some time. Hmm. Wait. Wait, what? It took me a while to realize what she's doing. Okay. He's like, you know me well. Okay, so she'll be his sponsor. All right. Oh my god, what is this? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, this is funny. Oh wow. This is just horrendous. True. Okay, this guy, Xenon. Wait and see approach. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We can see that. Smart choice. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, makes sense, you know. Nah, he seems like one of those characters, who's like, who has this fake plastic smile in his face, and he's plotting something in the inside. Hmm. Flaws. Interesting. Yeah, he has none. So she realizes that, yeah. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Oh, yeah, makes sense. Her sister is the best, you know. Okay. Since her ordinary. Sister? Sister, yep. Hmm. Hmm. So it's basically saying like do what you want to, yeah, like, you know. Ah. Ooh. Well, that pissed her off. It pissed. Hmm. Oh boy. No more money. The sponsorship is gone. Yeah. You need a new sponsor. Yeah. Well, yeah, a little bit of money he got, you know. If you want to know what he got. Yeah. Okay, what now? Great, something's going on. Um. Oh. Hmm. Okay, is this a? Oh yeah, he cannot do anything at this point. He has to be like, go ahead. Yeah, indeed. Yep. So there'll be like all the endings will have different girls in them. Like all the I'm guessing all the characters in his group. So the question here is, Xenon. I think that was his name, or Zeno, whatever. Like, like these type of characters, they're like what can I say? Like, like it's like a it's like a hit or miss. These type of characters, either they're good or they're actually like people who are hiding something. So my I've seen characters like this who are actually genuinely nice. These type of like princely characters, who have this type of a royal aura and always smiles and is very patient. That type of character. There are genuine good characters in animes I've seen who are like that. Who and they kind of try to throw you off sometimes in animes by introducing characters like this, who you feel like, oh, this is a bad character, but in the end you see that he's a fine person. But sometimes it actually goes according to your intuition, is that, yeah, that person is as suspicious and as like as you think he is. So I'm wondering what type of character does he fall into. Like, okay, is that the end? Yeah, I'm wondering what type of character does he fall in. Like Alexia, I think that was her name, Alexia. Yeah, she does, like, and she herself told us that, oh, there's no people with no flaws, so I'm pretty sure he's hiding something and he's very good at it. So that's why she feels suspicious of him or something like that, she says, which is also something that I agree with. But at the same time, like I said, there are certain characters in anime who they actually introduce to throw you off by giving them this type of a personality, who are very princely, royally, you know and it seems as if they're perfect, and they actually are very nice by the end of it. I can't give some examples, but I do remember a few characters like this, who are genuinely nice. But then again, most of the time they're not. They actually are hiding something and are suspicious. So I wonder what what category does he fall into? Is it just Alexia's like Alexia's, just her, like her own suspicions are actually wrong, or is she actually right? My guess is it's on the money. Like she's correct. There must be something going on with this guy, otherwise why would they introduce him suddenly like this, and why would suddenly Alexia just disappear? All right, I'm sure I'll get my answer in the next episode, which I'll be reacting to. But before that, let me talk about this episode. This is episode number 3, and we start this episode with Sid coming to a realization that, oh, all the girls that that were underneath my organization, they all realize that I'm just like just giving out false information and tricking them. So they grew up and they decided that, oh yeah, I don't want to go in further in this direction, so they left. Again, obviously, this is a big misunderstanding. He doesn't realize that they genuinely meant what they told him. They genuinely, like, I'm pretty sure they're genuinely, like, outside somewhere in the world, keeping an eye on everything, tracking down, like the cult, and trying to see what they're doing and keeping an eye on them. So obviously, since he thinks that, oh, the cult is something that I made up, he thinks that, oh, since they said that I'm going to keep an eye on the cult, that is their polite way of saying that, Kageno, grow up. He probably thinks, yeah, that's definitely what he thinks, that they said, indirectly they said that, yeah, Kageno, grow up. No, there's no cult. But unfortunately, no, it's not that. That's not what's happening. So they actually are keeping an eye, probably somewhere in the outside the world, keeping an eye on them. And he talks about Sid talks about how even before in the in the real world, he went through situations like this where everyone grew up, but not him. He never was able to become someone like, like how the what do you call that, the procedure, the maturity procedure that everyone goes through. Like when you're like a I don't know, like a like elementary school student or something, you dream about being a superhero, a hero of justice or whatever, and you try to emulate them, like kind of like do stuff, think that, oh, I'm the hero, like something bad is happening, I'm going to come and save everyone. That type of thought process, I'm pretty sure every kid had it at least once in their lifetime. Like I just cannot, like, I'm pretty sure everyone has had this thought at least once. So he thinks that just like how everyone goes through the maturity period where they little by little grow up and they realize, like, what the hell am I doing, like superheroes don't exist, and they give up on that. Like they when you ask them a question, like, like for example, like 2 years ago, when you asked them, like, oh, what do you want to become when you grow up, they'd probably say something like, oh, a hero of justice, I want to save everyone. But now after 2 years, after they've become matured, they probably are going to say, like, ah, that's just my child, like, like childlike immaturity talking. Yeah, I want to, like, I want to be something else. This happens. This process happens. And this is a funny thing. It's kind of embarrassing, but I myself remember it's very embarrassing, like I remember in elementary school, I think, like I used to believe that superheroes were real, and I used to watch, I don't remember which superhero cartoon or whatever, but I used to watch a show very much, and I used to love the main character, the superhero there. And I was like, oh, I want to become like this. And I actually told everyone in my elementary school, like my friends, that, oh, like, the usual questions they ask, what do you want to become when you grow up, and I said, like, oh, I want to become this superhero. And they were like, what? Yeah, that's where their actual, like, response, they were like, nah, those don't exist. And I got the shock of my life. I was like, what? This is actually true. And I remember from that day onwards, I realized that the superheroes don't exist, and that was my rude awakening. And yeah, like something like that, so but this guy, obviously, Sid never, like, has not gone through that, and he still believes that he can be that superhero. And it's crazy how we see here that he actually, how he died. I don't know, I thought he died like in an accident or something, just truck came and just crushed him or something. I thought, maybe he was, like, I don't know, like chasing a butterfly or something, and then truck came in and just bam, like, killed him. But no, he actually, we get to see like a scene, like, this is what can I say, like, I know I'm not supposed to laugh at this, but it's so unusual the way he died. So basically, he was like, oh, I want magic, and he was like bashing his head after he realized, like, the, what do you call it, the shackles of the mortal body, like he said, like, even though I'm this strong, if a nuclear bomb hits me, nor me nor anyone else is going to, like, exist, like, we're all going to die then and there. So he knows the shackles of his mortal body, like he what limits it has. So after realizing that, we see that scene where he's like, oh, magic, magic, give me magic, or something like that, he was saying, and hitting his head, and then he just jumps in front of a truck. And so he jumps in front of the truck, he looks at the truck, and then he dies. So basically, I'm guessing he, oh my god. So yeah, so basically he's actually a character who jumped in front of a truck to get isekai, because he probably thought that, this is probably my only chance in getting, like, isekai into like a world of magic, and then I will be able to surpass my mortal body and my mortal capabilities. And that actually happened. Like I said, this guy's a prophet. He thinks of something, and that actually ends up happening. So yeah, that's his power, his prophecies. He just says something and it actually becomes true. So there you go. He probably thought like, oh, like this body is not it's not doing. So let me go to an isekai, like in a world, and just jumps in front of a truck, dies, and he actually ends up getting isekai. And I'm like, wow, this is just crazy. So yeah. So after that little scene, like this was one of the shocking scenes of this episode, because I never realized he actually killed himself. Okay, so there you go. Now after that, he, like, we see him, like, in this world, and we see that obviously he's become 15 years old. He has to go to the same school, like where his sister has gone. So he's like, oh, I'm a mob character, like I have my two friends here. Wait, what was their names? Just a sec. Okay, died in the wool background cat. Kill and Po. Joro to Jaga. Okay. Alright. So these two are his friends, his mob character friends, and he himself thinks he's a mob character. So he's like, alright, you know what? Just like always, like, I made a bet. Just like usual, mob characters do. I made a bet that I'm going to confess to the the most popular person here, and I'm going to get rejected, like, as expected of a mob character, like I should go according to script. And he's like, let's go, like, let's see how this goes. And he sees this lady, who is his target, the goddess of the campus. Wait, her name is Alexia, isn't it? Or am I mistaken? Just a sec. That girl in question is, there you go, most beautiful princess Alexia. Just a sec. All right, so obviously, since she is the most popular person in this campus, he's like, yeah, I'm going to confess to her, and I'm going to get, like, just rejected like a mob character, and it's going to further like, solidify my position as a mob character, because that's how I want to be. I want to be in the shadows, and mob characters are the best characters who can be in a shadow. So yeah, I'm going to do that, and this is going to solidify it. Oh boy. So obviously he is like, I love that scene where he just acts the whole thing. He's like he's just stuttering, and like, the way he stutters and everything, he has, like, he has just grasped it so perfectly, the ways of a mob character. He has it like, completely, like, at his fingertips. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's the real deal. The way he acted there, just stuttering and all over the place, and just like, like his hands just shaking, his head just bowing down, his hand is like this, like he's like, oh, will you please go out with me? Alex is like, all right, you know what? Okay, since you asked. And he realized, like, wait a minute, this is not how it's supposed to go. This actually became like a rom-com show. I'm not a mob character. This is like this is going all, like, like out of my, like, my actual plan. This is not going in that direction. So obviously everyone has his eyes on him, and just like usual, people are like envious of them and all that. And his two friends are also like, yeah, like, that was crazy, and they're like, maybe we should have confessed, and we could have also been able to, date her, because she accepted you, so why not us? And I love how the Alexia comes in and just sits beside him. And here we go. Now I was wondering why she was doing this, and I realized later on, which was a wrong realization though. I realized, like, I thought that she was actually onto him, like she knows, or she somehow realized that he's a real deal, his skills in swordsmanship and all that. So that's why she's doing this, to try to see whether he's a real deal or not, or something like that, I thought. No, that's actually not the case. The case was something completely different, which we get to know later on. But okay, so let's talk about this part. She comes and sits down beside him, and she's brought all the food, the high class, the rich food that Ojo-sama's eat. She's like, yeah, I'm going to eat here. So makes sense, why she suddenly comes and sits beside him and all that, because she was actually trying to to get out of the whole betrothal thing with that guy. What was his name? I forgot. Anyways, so that's why she was here. She was trying to do that, and makes sense, it makes sense why she sat down beside him and decided to interact with him. Now, after that, where is that part? Here, like I said, I kind of got a little misunderstanding. She says, where is that part? I understand you're studying Royal Bushin fencing for your afternoon physical education. Yes. I thought we could take the class together. Like, this line, I was like, oh wait, she probably is on to him. She realizes that he's actually not showing his true capabilities or whatever. No, that was not the case. She just wanted him to practice with her, because she wanted to show that guy, that guy. I knew his name. What was his name? I forgot. Anyways, never mind. So he's like, all right, fine. I'll be doing it. And that guy, is her fiance. He's the advisor. Okay, their advisor, Mr. Zenon, that's his name. There you go. Is a royal fencing instructor. So there you go. So everything makes sense. Everything falls into places, the correct place, because now we can realize that, oh, that is why she invited him, Sid, to come here, because Zenon is here, and she wants to show him that, oh, this is what's happening. I'm not interested, or whatever. Because obviously she cannot just outright reject him, because he's a very a royal person with all that stuff, those politics stuff and everything. She cannot just go and tell him that, oh, I don't want to marry you. It's not happening. There's a lot of things that's going to happen if she says something like that. So she's trying to go in this direction where he himself will reject her. But these type of characters, they're actually extremely stubborn. So yeah, and Sid realized that as well later on, because he said that, I don't think that's happening. What the plan that you're thinking, I don't think that's happening. Mr. Zenon doesn't seem like that type of person. But anyways, so okay, so they talk about the royal bunshin style, and he talks about the Dark Knight Princess Iris, the sister of our own Alexia. There you go. How this this bunshin style is now the royal bunshin style, and how it has become this strong because of her, all that stuff. And obviously Alexia is just standing there and listening to that. And okay, so after that they start battling, and Sid here makes a few interesting observations. First of all, Alexia actually is extremely disciplined, methodical. These are the words I think that could be used to describe her, because he says that, where is that part? Okay, he says that while fencing and practicing against her, Alexia's attacks never land and her movements are slow. She doesn't use much magic either. At first I thought she was just matching her level to mine, but she wasn't. The goal of this practice is to review our strokes and counter strokes, and she is strictly adhering to that. Thinking back before the lesson, she was copying my stretches. Okay. In a word, she's hyper aware. Perfectly honed technique that stays true to the basics and eschews any excuses, but is planned. Very planned. So basically, there you go. So what he makes a few interesting observations. She says that she's not flexible. She's just going according to the way it's supposed to go, and that's what she's always adhering to. She's not experimenting or something like that. She's doing. Now, obviously, a person like her who is like, who's trying to probably beat her sister in this sword style, obviously she's going to go according to the textbook, like, like definitions and how you're supposed to fight, because she wants to be better at it, and obviously we can see she's a pretty serious person as well. So I'm pretty sure she would actually try to go according to book and try to master it like that. So however, this whole thing has like a disadvantage, like we could see here. She's not flexible enough, like, she's not experimenting, she's just going according to the book. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that everything is wrong in this situation. There's a very good thing that like that happens if you're too disciplined about something, is that you are like, here, let me read this part. Like Sid himself says this. The world sees her as a far inferior to her sister, who is currently lauded as the most powerful dark knight in the kingdom. But her blandness is there you go, result of a lot of effort. There you go, effort. That's the thing, like if you're able to replicate or like go according to the book in this level, that means you've put a lot of effort to it, and that's the good part, like, because as they say, practice makes perfect. So she needs to be a little bit more flexible. If she's able to do that, I'm pretty sure she can even surpass her sister, because who knows, like, she needs that most probably. I'm not sure. I'm not a swordsman, like, like sword master or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that's probably what Sid kind of thought. He was like, yeah, like, since she's able to bring this to this, like, this result she can bring out, that probably means that she has put so much effort to it, and that's the best part. All right, so anyways, and they fight, and after the battle ends, not battle, but the practice ends, Alexia says, like, oh, you did pretty well, like you did the swordsman, like, thing pretty well. The what do you call it, the style, yeah, the swordsman style, that royal bunshi style, pretty well, but I hate it, and leaves. And here we can see, like, the reason why. Okay, so here after this we can see why she decided to suddenly become his, like, girlfriend or all that. So she just goes to Zenon and says, like, oh, like, yeah, like, I'm going out with this person. So and obviously Zenon is like, stop acting like a child, like, and all those politics and everything, like he's like, you'll grow out of this phase, it'll take time, but stop acting like a child. While what's her name, Alexia, is trying to just make him give up on her, because she doesn't want to go out with him and get get married to him eventually. Sid realizes that, and she's just like, oh, so that is the reason why I have been roped into this whole thing. He's like, all right, I'm leaving. And he's like, let me just sit down and like just wait for this main character like event to pass by. So he confronts Alexia with the whole thing, and he's like, yeah, so this is the reason why you did it, didn't you? You want to get out of this marriage, and like, that's why you are trying to use me to make Zenon, like, reject you, this whole thing. And at first he was like disinterested in the whole thing, and when after that, Alexia has a few tricks up her sleeves. First of all, the thing she says is like, oh, I asked your friends, like, I have asked your friends. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the school will hate you if they get to know that you guys were actually making a fool out of the confession, and you actually hurt my delicate maiden-like heart. You broke my heart. So I'm pretty sure the school is going to love it, and all the students are going to love that information, little bit of information. So yeah, you can kiss your life goodbye over here. Because I'll just I'll say the truth to everyone. So Sid is like, oh my god, I'm in a mess. All right, so after all of that, and yeah, after all of that, there's a little bit more push that Sid needed, and Alexia provided that later on. So okay, first of all, she kind of talks to him about how Xenon might give up, but like I said, Sid says like, I don't think he's going to give up, and she says like, yeah, I just want you to buy me some time. And like I said, Sid was still not having it, so a little bit more push. So she just throws a coin to him, and he is like, this thing, like, are you trying to bribe me? Are you trying to, like use your power of money to buy me or something? She's like, yeah. And Sid is like, well, yeah, this will work. Money will work. So okay, I'll be your, your fake boyfriend, pet, whatever the hell you want to. Just keep providing me money. Because like he says, like, these like, these things that he does, these eminence in the shadow, the thing that he does, needs a lot of funds, and he needs the money. And he actually thinks now that all the girls left him, so he probably thinks that all the funds will stop coming. So he's like, I need some way to earn money. That's why he's like, oh, this is my good way to earn money. But anyways, he's like, yeah, I'll be the dog that you want. And she calls him Fido, I think, which translates to Pochi. Pochi, I guess, like Pochi, like a dog or something like that, And he's like, kind of doing the whole woof thing. And she's like, oh, fetch the money, here you go, throwing money to him, and he's just jumping around and fetching the money. And yeah, he became a perfect pet. And we can see her just harassing him throughout the whole process, shoving food into his mouth and everything, and obviously acting like a normal couple in front, especially in front of Xenon, so that he gives up or rejects her. But he's not even looking at her, he's like, no problem. And that pisses her off even more, because she realizes that this is not working, and yeah. So here later on, when they were on the train, she says like, now Sid asks like, why don't you want to get married to him? And she says that, oh, have you seen him? He seems perfect. And the Sida's like, yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? Like, the person who you're betrothed to is a perfect person. That sounds nice. But she's like, no, that's not nice, because take it from me, I'm a master in this, putting up faces and like, acting like a certain, like, goody two shoes. But you can see how I am, and I can tell you that if you see a person who doesn't have any flaw, it actually means that they're very good at hiding it, because there's no one in this world who doesn't have any flaws, which is a very good, like, like argument, you could say. Like, exactly, like, like every person has some fault. If you are able to not see someone's fault, it basically means that that person is hiding it extremely well. So that's what she thinks, that yeah, like, that's, I'm not having that. And it says like, oh, I hate him, his entire existence I don't like. Okay, so, and she says that that is why I hate people who doesn't have any faults. But that also means I actually trust and like people who have faults, just like you. That's why I made you my pet. And he's just like, okay, I'll take that as a compliment. And all right, and after that, she's like, here you go, your money for today. Just throws him the money. Okay, so after that, again, we see there on the train, it's like kind of evening time, and she talks about her sister, and his fencing style, how she doesn't understand it. She says like, there's absolutely nothing else to it, but I can't take my eyes away from your fencing style. And she says, but I still hate it. Okay, so Sid asks her like, what the hell is wrong with you? today. And okay, she says, like, obviously my sister is extremely, like extremely a prodigy type of a person, so I wanted to become like her. And I tried it in my own way, this whole style that I did, like I tried in my own way to excel in that. But you know what happened? I fought against her. I think that's what she says. uh just a second. Okay, she says that, look at where it has brought me. Sid says that, but I like it. I like the fencing style. She's smiling and she's like, oh, someone else told me the same thing before as well. And obviously, I was like, yeah, it's probably her sister. And she says that it was after she defeated her. She said that, oh, your fencing style, I like it. Now, this whole thing, obviously, we can see this is like a very huge inferiority complex going on. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the sister probably meant, well, by saying that, oh, I like your fencing style. Maybe she really did like her fencing style, and maybe she saw something in that, and that's what she said. But unfortunately for her, who's a type of person who wanted to become like her sister, become better than her, and after being defeated by her sister, when her sister herself comes and tells her that, oh, I like your fencing style, that's like a slap in the face completely. And I can understand that, obviously from her perspective. Like, I'm pretty sure the sister didn't want to mean it like that. She genuinely probably complimented her, but she did not take it like that because of that type of situation and the circumstances that followed it. So she was like, oh, that's what happened. And like, and I felt extremely pathetic. And that's why she said, like, I've hated my soul style after that. And now here Sid says a few things, interesting way of saying something. He says that if some people die in the other part of the world, it wouldn't bother me, but there are things that would actually bother me, which might be very insignificant to other people, but for me, that those might be extremely important. Okay, that's why I like your fencing style. So basically what he's saying is like, yeah, like, so yeah, like he says that there might be some things that I actually like, which might sound kind of eccentric, but that is important to me. And one of those things is your fencing style. So I'm not liking the fact that you are actually insulting that style and saying that you hate it or you don't like it. Like, it's like a very very like complicated, like, way to say that, oh, don't insult the, like, the style that I like. Like, your fencing style, I like it, but you saying that you hate it, don't do that. Don't demean yourself like that. Basically, I'm pretty sure that was what he was trying to say here in a roundabout way. Like, don't put yourself down or something like that. And obviously it works a little bit differently. She gets pissed off again, like I said. This situation probably reminded her of her situation with her sister, because it's the same thing that happened here. He says like, oh, I like your fencing style, and then he also says like, don't demean it. So it's kind of like a repeat of what happened before. And since, because of her inferiority complex, she was not able to take it nicely. She just pulls out her weapon and she just points it at him. And like, she's like, all right, you know what, yeah, I'm done. And she just leaves. She says goodbye. And yeah, and so later on, that Sid is like, yeah, so we broke up, like nothing's happening. And after that, like, his friends kind of are, usually his friend, the way they talk, like joke around and everything, they're talking about their relationship and all that, and then they get stopped in front of the gate, and Mr. Zenon comes in and he's like, oh, like, Alexa is missing. You were the final person who was with her, so need to ask you some question. And he's like, well, I'm screwed. Okay, so yeah, let's see how, like, where this goes, because like Sid kind of said that he doesn't, like, not Sid, sorry, Alexia said that she doesn't trust Mr. Zenon. Neither do I. So let's see if he actually has some hand in the mysterious disappearance of Alexia, or she actually just decided to run away on her own. Let's see. The next episode will probably tell us. Episode number 4. Let's begin. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Right. Here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh no, is she kidnapped? Yep. So okay, so it's probably Xenon. It's Xenon, I think, or maybe the cult of Diablos or something. Wait, someone broke. What the? Wait, who is it? What the hell? What is that? Oh my god. Human blood. Um. Yeah, neither do I. So, what is that thing beside her? Like in on the other cell? Is that like a, I don't know, like a some kind of like a mixture of like a, like a chimera kind of thing, like a mixture of, I don't know, like a result of the experiments or something. Oh boy. Okay. Sadism's rewards. What? Oh. Oh yeah. They got him, yeah. Damn. Ah. That's what he's thinking while getting interrogated. Wow. What? Okay, this guy is, yeah. Yeah, this is all him acting. Ah. everything is everything is a joke to him. It's so funny. Oh my god, it's so funny to see this whole thing. Oh my god, wow. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Xenon, or who knows. Is it him? Oh boy. Great. Maybe it's not Zeron. Who knows? Oh my god! God damn! Excommunicated. Yeah, it's like I'm guessing a failed experimental thing or something. What the hell is that? Oh, food. Ah! Uh, oh my god. God damn. Oh, is this Iris? Is this her sister? I'm really curious. Is Zenon actually in on this? Or, like, he's too suspicious, but I don't know. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, he's too suspicious. Or maybe not. I don't know. Oh, wow. That's why. So she cannot herself go. Oh no. Yeah. Who? What? Who's screaming? Oh, that's okay. Who is this? Hmm. Yeah, like I said, she wanted. Oh boy. Oh my god. Oh, god damn. Ugh. Well, what now? Well, at least he's out. He's like, yeah, all according to my plan. Okay, so now what he's going to do? Probably going to help her. Oh, they're keeping an eye on him. He realizes that. Like I said, like keep an eye on him. Yep, they're gonna fall up. There you go. Now he has to act like a. Oh, it's wait. Is that one of the girls? Who was that? Was that one of the girls? Was that, yeah? That's Alpha, isn't it? He must be extremely surprised because he thought that they left him. No. Okay, that's nice. Wow. Yo, stop. Yeah, he is in his misunderstanding. Hmm. Yep, there you go. Like I said, so it's Xenon, isn't it? Okay. Hmm. Oh my god. Hmm. Yeah. Wait, where's Delta? Delta, wait. Alpha, Beta. Who is Delta? Another one of the girls, I'm guessing. Claire is just. Oh god. Who is. Okay, so. What? What's going on? Oh my god. Alright, so this is the funds you need? Or. Okay. Alright, let's see what he's planning. Oh, that's Beta, isn't it? He's just waiting there. Oh no, no, wait. Yeah, just for this. This is crazy. So, okay, that was why he needed the funds. Okay. 100. Okay. Okay. Epsilon. Oh, so one of these are is delta. Okay. Damn. I'm pretty sure he practiced that multiple times to do that. Ooh. Yes, let's go. Damn. Even the wind. Perfect. How did he time that? Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Great. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're gonna get beaten up badly. Yeah. Whoa. Yep. Well, you messed with the wrong person. Yep. There you go. Damn. Yo, that okay. That was cool. Is she writing it down? Okay. Wow. Okay. Damn. Also, this girl is Delta. Okay. So the other girl is Epsilon, I think, the white-haired girl, or was it blue? Damn. Iris is going to. Okay. Oh boy. My God, what the hell? Oh God, he's gonna die. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, well, obviously that's what's going to happen. So, what else do you expect? Damn, this thing. Oh, yeah. Damn, okay. Okay. Oh, well, there you go. Xenon is here. Well, okay, there you go. That I have my answer. Well, yeah, she was right on the money. Ugh. Well, seats in the rounds. Well, the whole group, the Diablos. Oh, damn. Oh, nice. Oh, but yeah. Yeah, but he's a little bit stronger. Oh my god. Yeah. Ah. Yo, his entrance. He even has his own background music. I love his entrances. It's like the whole background music accompanying it and all that. Like, okay. All right. That's it. I think, yeah, there you go. So, yeah, this episode. So, there you go. I have my answer. I was kind of wondering if this guy, Xenon, is genuinely a nice person, or he is actually as we suspect him to be. A bad person. So yeah, there you go. He's a bad person. He is just like how Alexia suspected him to be. And we saw Alexia herself as well was like, oh, thank God I was correct. Like sometimes I really thought that you were kind of crazy because But yeah, there you go. My suspicions were true. So at the beginning of this episode, we see obviously Alexia has been captured, and like these obviously like this is all connected to the whole Diablos organization and all that. Like all that is happening. This whole experimentation that is going on with her blood. like all these things are all interconnected. So we see her being shackled to a place. It was like a little like a side, like the prison beside her, the cell. It had like a I don't know what, like a it's a result of an experiment, I'm guessing, like a mutant, like a mutant thing over there. And that guy who was kicking him was like was kind of saying that, oh, you were a failed, like failed one or something like that. So I think it's probably something like that. It was like a failed experimentation result or something. So yeah, that mad doctor, like, comes in, and he's like, oh, I finally have royal blood, and now I'm going to use this blood to experiment. And like the whole, like, devil thing that he talks about and starts muttering about and all that. So yeah, there you go. That's how it started. So obviously there was like a question in my head. There was two questions in my head. Number one was that is she actually kidnapped, or did she run away or something? So there you go. That first question got answered here. She is actually kidnapped. So it's not that she ran away or something. No, she's kidnapped. The second question, which was kind of still hovering around my head, is like, is Zenon involved in this? So which we also kind of get an answer to by the end of this episode. So after that, we see Sid being interrogated by these two, these two guys. And oh my god, like, this is the thing about this show which is just crazy. Like, even like, like really serious sections like this, where it seems as if he's being tortured or he's in pain. He's like, in his head, he's like, like, how can I make this even more convincing? How can I make this even more like a mob character? And yeah, he's like that. So this is the thing I can see with Sid. Like, he, up until the very end, he acts like a typical mob character, as we can see. But in the end, when he is out there to hunt, like he says in the end, all the time he says, like, something like, I'm a shadow and I'm here to hunt shadows, or something like that, she says. Whenever that part comes in, like, yeah, he stops acting like a mob character, because in the end we see these two guys getting killed. I'm pretty sure they're dead. I think so, at least. So obviously, what's that word or proverb? I think dead man tells no something, like, like tells something like that. Yeah, if someone's dead, they'll not be able to say anything, and like, his identity will still be preserved. So even these vile scums in society, who he has a target on, he doesn't do anything to them at the beginning. He waits and waits up until the very end, and when he knows that, oh, this is the time to strike, that's when he shows his actual, like, abilities, or his actual capabilities and all that. Like this episode, where in the beginning we see him just going along with the play, because he still did not have enough, like, enough information. He was still, like, he did not know what's going on. He just knew at that moment that, oh, Alexia has somehow been missing. He didn't know where she was, what's going on, like, all that stuff. So he kept acting. He was like, oh, let me act like a mob character, because I still need more information, more results to actually act. So he just kept acting like that. And even when, like, those needles were put in his leg and everything, they were torturing him, he was, in his head, he was thinking like, oh, how can I make this more convincing? And he starts crying and everything, and he's like, oh, like, oh, save me, don't kill me, like, I don't know anything, just crying. And all those two guys are like, haha, look at this fool. While in his head, he's like, all right, so the question is, like, how long is this going to go? Very normally in his head, he's like, yeah, how long is I have to, like, go through this? So it's crazy. Now after that, again we go back to Alexia's that whole thing, and like, like, this guy, he's taking Alexia's blood, trying to experiment with it, and he's failing, obviously, and he's like, it's just like, tearing his hair off, and he's like, oh, what am I going to do? It's not working, I'll be excommunicated, this and that. And he's like going to the other, like, cell, and, like, kind of kicking that thing. He's like, oh, you fool, you cannot, you're a failure, like. And And here, I don't know if it was because of this, like, because when we see him just kicking that thing, Alexia says, like, I thought that you were going to take my blood, weren't you? And like, diverts his attention back to her. And even though it meant that she will be like, tortured again with the blood taking and all that. And I don't know if it was because of that that thing in the end helped her out, breaking her shackles. Maybe, or maybe like, he probably felt bad for Alexia or something in the end, because he was just there beside her, like all the time. So probably mixture of those two reasons, because in this scene at least we see when Alexia says like, oh, aren't you going to take my blood, indirectly it did kind of make him like, divert his attention back to Alexia, so he doesn't keep kicking that thing. So I don't know, maybe he felt grateful for that or something, he realized that or something. That's why he helped Alexia out in the end. But anyways, yeah, and then he's like, like shoving food down her throat and all that, that I don't know what the hell that was, but he's like, oh, eat, like you need to eat to keep alive so that I can keep experimenting with your blood. And yeah, so alright, that was that. And then we get to see Iris, actually we see that like, this character who is Alexia's sister, and she's trying her best to do everything, but the thing is, she is not being allowed to act on this whole situation, because she's way more important, because she is like the leader and everything. And there you go, everyone knows that you are stronger than the average knight, Princess Iris, but you are a princess and that makes you a target. There you go, that's the thing. And obviously Xenon was telling this, so as we get to know in the end, he was also like, in on this whole thing. So yeah, he was just pulling the wool over her eyes, that kind of a situation, because Iris trusted him while he was just just trying to trick her. Now we see like a commotion is going on underneath, and I was like, what the hell is going on there? And we see like, what was her name, Claire. Yeah, Claire, I think that was her name. Yeah, Sid's brother. So Claire comes, and Claire is like, oh, my brother has been like, taken, I need to go help him out, and this and that, just like throwing like just making like throwing a tantrum and everything. Obviously understandable. And I don't know who this character is, but there's like an Ojo-sama, I think, like, the Ojo-sama ringlet hair she has. This girl comes in and she's like, stopping her. I don't know why, but like this whole, that girl, that blonde haired like, ringlet girl, I don't know her name, and Claire, I don't know, their whole dynamic kind of reminded me of Rin and Luvia's dynamic from Fate, from the Fate franchise. Tosaka Rin and Luvia Jelita Edelfelt. These two, these two characters, I don't know, like, I don't know why, but their dynamic reminded me of that, because she's an Ojo-sama, looks like one, she has those ringlets and all that, and she kind of looks like, like her personality and everything. Obviously it kind of reminds me of Luvia. But anyways, and then they're like, whole, like, when she was trying to stop her, like, and while Claire was like, throwing a tantrum, like, no, let me go to my brother, and she was like, kind of restraining her and all that. That whole thing also kind of reminded me of Luvia and Rin's dynamic. Anyways, so Iris kind of sees that, and Iris is in her head, she's like, oh, for her brother she's doing this. Obviously she realizes that she's doing this for Sid, and she gets reminded of her past, where she and her sister used to just do these practice, like, things, plays and all. And she gets reminded that when did it stop, like, when did my sister stop actually having really, like, when did my sister started closing herself off to me? And obviously we can see that she needs, like, she wants the best for her sister, but with her sister's whole inferiority complex and everyone just comparing her to her sister, obviously, like, like she became like this. Like, imagine everyone just whenever something, you do something, like, they compare it to someone else. Like, and that's a very bad feeling. Like, you accomplish something, like, like, you just imagine your brother or your sister is, like, like a very good like, very good at studies or something. He or she brought, like, like I don't know, like 90% or something in their test results and all that, and you are able to, like, make, like, what can I say, like, just get, like, a very really good result, accomplish something really good, and you know someone else tells you that, oh, as expected of that person, that is your sister or your brother, that person's younger sibling, you did so well. Imagine someone comparing that thing to, like, your hard work, your hard effort. Like, we've seen this in anime multiple times. Like, there's always that one brother, like, one accomplished brother or sister, and the other person always, every single time, every single aspect of the life gets compared to that person. Even when they do something good, like, they get compared. So that situation, not necessarily that brother or that sister is a bad person. They love their siblings, but it's an unfortunate situation where their love at that moment kind of hurts. Like, that's what happened, where they fought, and I'm pretty sure, like I said, Iris wanted to cheer her up or something, and she was like, oh, I love your fencing style. But that kind word that she said there ended up being like sharp needles, and hurt Iris, because of that situation where everyone just compares her to her. So yeah, that's, and yeah, so there you go. She kind of gets reminded of that, and she's like, I wonder when my sister closed her heart off from me. And yeah, and then there was that also little conversation going on about Sid, where it's brought into her notice that Sid is being interrogated. And like, this thing kind of threw me off a little bit, where I was like, when Zenon was like, oh, I think, like, like, maybe Sid is not in on this, he doesn't seem like a person who can defeat Iris, so maybe it's something else or something. Does that. So it kind of threw me off. I'm like, wait a minute, is he really in, like, actually the mastermind behind this? Because then why would he then try to, why would he say that? Like, and is it like a reverse psychology thing that he's doing? So I was thinking about it, but like, in the end, I get my answer. Yeah, he's involved in this. Again, we go back to like, Alexia's situation, and she's, like, being tortured and everything. Yeah, and then next we see Sid being thrown out. Iris told them to keep an eye on, like, Sid, and Sid is like, in the train, just waiting, and he knows everything that's going on. He's seeing, like, he's kind of keeping an eye on those two guys who's keeping an eye on him. And he is like, yeah, what should I do? Like, as a mob character, what should I do now? And then suddenly we see Alpha coming in, and Alpha's like, oh, meet you at that place. And I was a little bit confused here, because I was, the fact what I was confused about, we see Alpha just sitting there, and Alpha's like bringing him food, and he's like, oh, thank you. Like, wasn't it Beta's, what did he say? Wasn't it Beta's turn to be on personal assistant duty? He says that. I was like, what's going on here? Didn't he, a few moments ago, didn't we see him thinking that, oh, they left me, or something like that? Then why is he, like, acting as if this is a very normal thing that's going on? And then by the end of the reaction, I realized that actually a lot of months have passed from that, because we get to see in this, like, in the beginning of, I think, the previous episode, it was, where he himself says, like, oh, several months have passed after that. So a long time have passed, and by that time they were in contact with him. And his wrong conception over here is that he thinks that they're just playing along with the whole Diablos thing that's going on, like, they're playing alongside it, and they're just to not sadden him or to keep him company, they're coming through the kindness of their heart and still going along with the story. That's what he thinks. So again, like a huge misunderstanding. Like, and at the beginning, I was very confused. I was like, wait, didn't he just say that they left me? Why is he just acting so nonchalantly when suddenly, like, Alpha comes in and he's like asking her that, oh, I wasn't it Beta's duty? But yeah, by the end of it, I realized like several months have passed and probably something's happened, and he came up with his own version of why they're still with me. Like he thinks that, oh, they're from the kindness of their heart, they're just playing alongside with my story. God damn. And keeping me company, something like that he thinks. And here we see Alpha kind of like, was like, oh, like, why don't you take out your shoes and everything, like, and she's like giving him all the information. She is like, taking out his shoes and everything. God damn, taking out his tie. And he also talks about the whole relationship thing with what's her name, Alexia, and she's like, why are you like, you do know what you're getting yourself involved in, don't you? And then by the end she's like, all right, you wait, we'll come with more information. Yeah, I'll inform you, then you're going to like, if you want to move, you can move. We still need a little bit more information, so just keep still. And then in the end, she's like, those two people who tortured you, like, should we off them or something, like, should we dispose them off? He's like, they're just doing the job, don't worry about it, like, I still have my, like, my eyes on them, and like, I'll deal with them. Oh boy. And she talks about how Delta's here too. She's been missing you. So okay, so Delta's that girl, I think, that girl, that I think blue-haired girl with the wolf ears or something. Yeah, and yeah, I'll look at that part again when they kind of introduce them, because like, they're called Delta and Epsilon. At that moment, I was like, who's Delta, who's Epsilon? I think that blue-haired girl is Delta, and the other girl is Epsilon, or something like that. Okay. After that, again, we see like, like, she's being again like, taken blood out of her body and everything. The experimentation is still ongoing, and like, and that thing is keeping an eye on that whole scene. All right, next scene. This part is the most hilarious part of this episode, where we actually realize what he was actually saving the money for. He was saving the money for a certain scenario, this scenario, where he has brought wine, very expensive wine, very expensive, like, French wine or something, like some glass to drink the wine with, some antique lamps, some like, like antique paintings, like a little throne. And he's like, this is my shadow in Eminence in shadow collection. And he has the letter, underneath the wine bottle, and he's like, I'm ready, like, this is what I've been waiting for. And obviously, like, the chair is in the other direction from the door, because he's going to sit in this direction, and like, like, when someone's going to come in, he's going to turn, just like how every, like, cool character does. Like, they always face their backwards towards you and talk about something, and then they suddenly turn. And yeah, he's ready, like, and then in comes Beta. I think that's Beta, isn't it? Yeah. And she just comes in and she's like, and he's like, welcome to the world of shadows or something like that, he says. And the way he's speaking, and I love how Beta's like, like, just face just shines up. She's just so happy about this thing. She's like, just like, just has a big smile in her face seeing this whole scene. And he's like, a night with the moon hidden, truly a fitting world for us. Oh, Beta says this. Everything is in place, and he keeps the wine down, and he's like, Soka. And she says, like, everyone, like, all the personnel are here. We have 114. He's like, 114? Obviously, he was like, what the hell? How's there so many people? But Beta thought that he's disappointed in that number. He's like, oh, she's like, wait, like, you should probably going to apologize, and then Sid says like, wait, how did she get so many extras? Peter's like, what? He's like, oh, nothing, never mind. And yeah, and then she tells about the plan. Okay, here we go. She kind of explains that who will be in this whole operation. Delta will be the vanguard. Oh, Epsilon is also there. I think Epsilon, that was her name. Okay, Alpha will be there. I'll be assisting Alpha. Epsilon will take charge of support from behind, and Delta will lead the vanguard and signal the start of operation. Okay, there you go. So Delta is that girl, that wolf-eared girl, blue hair, while the light blue hair twin tails girl is Epsilon. All right. Obviously, we know Alpha, we know Beta. I think Gamma is that girl, that another girl, the long-haired girl. I think that's Gamma. This girl is Delta with the wolf ears. This girl with the blue twin tails is Epsilon. These are all the characters I know of up until now. Later on, I'm sure I'll get the introduction of the other characters. All right. I love how he brings out the letter like this, and he's like, "My apologies to Delta, but I will be playing the prelude." Oh boy. And he stands up. I love how the wind starts blowing at that moment. I don't know, like, I'm pretty sure all the other things he organized, but how did he organize that, that wind and that perfect timing? Probably his own I don't know, like his intrinsic skill or something, like, like when he stood up. Probably the world itself was like, you know what, yeah, let a wind blow to make this even cooler. Like I said, he's a prophet. Like, he whatever he says comes true. And obviously this is like child's play to him, I think. He like just stands up and wind starts blowing behind him. Perfect. All right, and after that we see, like, like here, this is what I say, like Sid was like moving, and these two guys, they come, they throw the shoe at him, and they're like, you have your fingerprints, ha ha ha, we're going to get you now. And they try to arrest him, but unfortunately, yeah, they die. I think they're dead. I'm not sure if they're alive or something, but they seem pretty dead to me by the end of it, because yeah, Sid didn't even need to do anything. All the other girls came in and just killed, just took off their hands and everything. And by the end, they were like, oh, you think you can get away treating the Knight's Order like... And he's like, you don't have anything to worry about. By the time the sun is up, this will all be over. Like I said, like he acts like that up until at the beginning when he needs more information. But then by the end of it, when, they're going to die, he's like, yeah, screw it. Let me just show them my actual power, because, like my capabilities. Like they're going to die a few seconds later. Like they won't be able to say anything about this to anyone. Like, no problem to actually show them. And I guess that's also the way a person in the shadows actually work. They are always hiding, but in the end they kind of come out. Perfect timing. I love how Beta's writing everything down. She's like, no sooner had this noble voice finished speaking than his fierce attack, like writing all that down. And he's like, oh, is that Delta? And Delta is like, wreaking havoc on the other side. And Alpha is keeping an eye. While all of this is happening, Princess Iris obviously has been informed. And like they're trying to do something over there, while Alexia, she is still in that situation. And this mad guy comes in, and he's like, oh, like, they're coming for me, they're going to kill me and all that. They're going to destroy my research. Yeah, that's what he says. And like, I'm not having that, not again. And he tries to kind of like, just forcefully inject that blood into that thing. Obviously, like, it's like, this is one of the most typical situations where like someone crazy injects something with some crazy power, and then they expect that thing to actually follow their orders, but the thing just ends up killing them. So typical situation, like Alexia says like, oh, don't do that, you're probably going to die. And she wasn't even able to complete her sentence. Then this thing just killed him out off, and there you go, this guy's dead. And Alexia thought that this thing is probably also going to kill her as well at that moment. And turns out he, just destroyed the shackles and helped her out. And she's like, wait, you helped me? Like I said, I feel like since they were like, together for that whole amount of time, and like that one time when Alexa diverted the attention of that person from who was kicking him, probably made him feel a little bit indebted to her or something. That's why he decided to help her out. Now she's like, like Alexia stood up. Alexia's like, all right, like, like I'm still alive, like let's see what I can do. And she has the sword and everything. She tries to come out, but lo and behold, obviously our favorite this guy, this professor, the Prince Zenon or whatever his name was, he's there just standing like a typical, cliched last boss. It's like, I was, it was me. And obviously our questions are answered. Yeah, he's the one, he's the mastermind behind this. And he says how he funded this guy's research and all that, and he needed the royal blood. And he says like, oh, I can't get your sister, so I made you the scapegoat, or made you the victim here. And as soon as he says that, like she gets pissed because she doesn't like someone comparing her sister to her, and she attacks him, kind of damages him a little bit, but then he's a lot more stronger. He just punches her down. And you know what, for a moment I thought he like, later on that music starts playing, I thought Sid was actually making that noise. I thought he was making that noise and little by little just coming out, but it was actually a background music. Never mind. It would have been more hilarious if he was actually making that noise, that music that was like playing out, like, in the background. If he was like, just humming that and coming, like, little by little coming out of the darkness, that would have been hilarious. But nah, that was just the background music. And he comes here and he's like, my name is Shadow. He who lurks in the shadows in order to hunt the shadows. There you go. And that's where it ends. So yeah, fantastic episode. As always, this guy is hilarious. The things that he does, for like, the best part of this episode was him just using those funds that he got from Alexia to do all these, like, things. That was hilarious. But anyway, so there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to episode number 3 and 4 of Eminence in the Shadow. I'm caught up. There you go. Like, I went on a vacation. I missed one episode, but I'm caught up now. From next week, as always, I'm going to resume my like the normal, like episode reactions, like episode 5 next week. So there you go. Thanks for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, and I'll check them out. And yeah, that is it. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of The Eminence in Shadow. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.